Hi everyone, my name is Michael Dates, and I'm sitting here with the author of PTSD, My Story Please Listen, Mr. Curtis Butler III. How you doing, sir?
Great, outstanding.
All right, like I said, this is his book. Please go get it. And we're just going to have a little quick roundtable discussion on a few things that are featured in this book, throughout the book, chapter-wise, and kind of details the experience of coming back from the war zone, primarily Iraq and or Afghanistan. And this book is a great help to people who are transitioning from the war zone back here stateside, whether they remain, active duty or, whatever their course in life will take them. This book has been very helpful for me as just someone who grew up as a dependent in a military household to kind of understand what my dad was going through while he was active duty. So it kind of brings about a lot of clarity. It also will be very, very helpful to civilian individuals who have PTSD. It teaches you how to deal with it, and where you may not get what you need to deal with it from paying a shrink like $50 or $85 an hour. This is real applications that you can do daily to kind of keep yourself at bay and not wanting to harm people or harm yourself. So without any further ado, we're just going to get into it. Real quick, before we really get deep into it, I just want to ask you, what was your main motivation for writing the book, and what was the purpose for writing the book?
That was a homework assignment.
Okay.
What biases are holding you back? When I was at the University of Phoenix in Santa Teresa, New Mexico, when I lived in El Paso, Texas. And God said, in order for me to let you write this book, you have to forgive people for what they did to you and forgive people for what you did to them in order for me to let you write this book.
Right. Now, once you started penning it, did you have a general idea where you were going, or it just kind of progressed as you kept on writing?
It just went like a domino effect.
Right. Now, I do have to say that it reads really, really easy. Like, you don't have to be a psychologist or a real super bright individual. Not saying that the book is not dumbed down by any means. Is not what I'm saying, but it's easy. It's easily read. It's easily digestible, and it has, like I said before, practical applications to kind of deal with situations such as PTSD or any type of mental issues. Now, what I wanted to kind of touch on is, like, once you were there in Iraq and performing your day-to-day duties, what led up to the events to you being injured and subsequently being diagnosed with PTSD?
Just seeing and hearing that other soldiers or civilians getting hurt, killed, the rounds coming over, the rocket attacks, the IEDs.
Sure.
That stuff, it plays like a movie reel every day.
Right.
That's why a lot of soldiers and veterans are scared to go to sleep at night, because when they close their eyes, it plays over and over again.
Right.
It's not like a civilian with PTSD. A lot of doctors would like to go ahead and put civilian PTSD and mix it with the military PTSD.
Yeah.
And you really can't do that.
Right.
One doctor said in El Paso, Texas, at the VA hospital, if a female woman gets raped, that doesn't make her want to kill someone. And I said, I don't know, but I said I would feel for that young lady.
Sure.
And feel for her and her family.
Right.
But I said, now the question is going to go back to you. Is she getting raped every day for 15 months like my soldiers are getting killed and bombed and getting shot at every day?
And I think what compounds the issue for a lot of these guys too, a lot of them are doing multiple tours. Like, I know a guy who did, 2 tours in, let me make sure I get it right, 2 tours in Afghanistan and 1 in Iraq. So that's like 45 months, because I think each tour is 15 months, right?
The max is 15 months.
Right, and he maxed out in every tour. So we're talking about 45 months of walking around in the heat, desert, full pack, riding a Hummer with no air, and then no identifiable enemy as the prior warfare that that the U.S. had been involved with, where, let's just say, for instance, Vietnam, you had an identifiable enemy. You knew who they were. They wore their uniforms and such. But I noticed from the footage I see on CNN and any of these other news outlets, the surgeons they're not uniformed. They look like regular civilians.
Street clothes.
Right. So it makes it hard for you guys to decide, how you're going to approach a situation where you roll up on, like, say you see a bunch of people standing around. You don't know who's who.
Yeah, you really don't.
Right. Wow. I understand that when you wrote this book, you sent a copy of it to the White House, to our president, our esteemed president, Brother Barack Obama.
Chief of Staff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real quick, I just kind of want you to touch on, when you sent it to him and you received, the letter back, from the post office in your certified mail. Do you believe he read the book?
I know the president, he's busy.
Sure.
Someone at the White House did read the book, because if you go back to July 2010,
Right.
President Obama's speech, he speaks about when the soldiers, we call a soldiers hero
Right.
in a war zone, but when they come back to lose everything and become homeless. You read in my book, I said the same thing,
Right.
but I said it a year before he even had the speech.
Sure.
Again, just this January 2011, he spoke again,
Right.
and he said, "Hey, big corporations, you will not receive any more bailouts. We're going to take care of our veterans. We're going to provide them 135,000 jobs plus their family members, their
Sure.
spouses."
Right. Right.
And when you look at my book, you read the book. I said, how can the big companies receive bailouts?
Right.
And I remember reading about them in a history book that they fought for freedom and fought for you to become the next president. But here you got your veterans fighting every day for you.
Right.
And
Right.
they're like the bubble gum underneath your shoe.
It's I think what it seems like to me is like if a young person, says they want to enlist and they do end up going in a war zone to fight, it's like a catch-22, I think, because like the human part of an individual is like, well, I don't really have a problem with the individual in Iraq and Afghanistan, but yet I'm here having to do, possibly fight, kill, or whatever. So, I think it does play, emotionally and spiritually on the individual in a war zone, because unless you're just a cold individual, but war brings out.
And I answer that question in the military sense.
Sure.
And on the civilian sector side. Civilian sector side, you might have a job and you don't like it, but you have to pay the bills.
Right.
You don't raise your right hand. You go in there, you get your resume, you have an interview, you win the interview, you have a
Sure.
job. Now with the military, you raise that right hand. You're not gonna like everything you do. Bills got to get paid.
Right. Plus, you're contractually obligated because you took an oath.
And that's the only thing that's different. That's the only thing that's the same when it comes to military job and the civilian job.
Sure. Sure.
Then you have your differences.
Right.
In your regular job, you're not going in there kicking in doors and shooting everybody every day. You might be a computer specialist, but when those soldiers go down there and they kick in the doors, and then when they come home, they say, "Hey, what did you do in the military?" "Oh, my main job was to kill. I was 11 Bravo. I was a scout." And they look, "Oh, we can't hire you." But they don't look at the other half. Hey, he might have been a squad leader.
Right.
He might have led his group out of a sticky situation.
Right.
See, they don't look at the leadership skills that these young guys have. And then when they come back home, they're like, well, why did I go in the military? Like I tell my kids, if you want to go in the military, still go. It's a job.
Sure.
But it's up to you to make the best of it.
Right.
Even with the sticky situation I had, I'm making the best out of it, because now every time I see somebody with that book, I know it's helping somebody out.
Exactly.
And that's my give back, because everybody is not perfect. I did some screwed up stuff in there. That's why the book is not biased. I put everything in there.
Yeah.